A huge storm is coming to the United States this week that will bring some heavy rainfall, severe weather like damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes, and also going to be bringing some very gusty winds as well. We're going to be going through that here in the forecast. So make sure to like the video down below by giving it a thumbs up, share this video with friends, family, and on social media, and subscribe to my channel for the latest accurate and reliable weather information here as we go through this big storm system moving through the United States. Here, as we go through today, we have a general thunderstorm risk extending from North Dakota, Montana, all the way down through the Midwest and into the Ohio Valley, places like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Also, another area back here into Nebraska, Northeast Kansas, and Northwest Missouri, with a chance for thunderstorms as we go through today. And we show you that here as we go into the afternoon. We do have some showers and a few thunderstorms moving across portions of the Ohio Valley, some snow mixing in from southern Lake Michigan into southwestern Indiana, some wet snowflakes on the order of a 10-to-1 or even an 8-to-1 ratio snow. So those big, heavy, wet snowflakes there will be moving through southern lower Michigan as we head through the late afternoon, but especially early this evening. A few thunderstorms will be possible today in that corridor from northeast Montana through North Dakota, Minnesota, down into parts of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. So watching out for that. And then a secondary area of some showers and storms, isolated, scattered at times across Nebraska, Kansas, and down into Missouri as we go through the evening hours. Most of the rainfall will be occurring across the Ohio Valley. Be a soaking rain for you leading up to your Thursday morning commute. So be watching out for some wet roadways from Indianapolis towards Cincinnati and southward to Lexington. That will be expected going into Thursday morning. In fact, here are the rainfall amounts that we do see, and a couple of areas could be seeing a quarter to half an inch of rainfall from Chicago down here north of Indianapolis into Fort Wayne, Toledo, down toward portions there of Cincinnati, Columbus, Akron, all the way down here into Lexington, Kentucky there in east central Kentucky for rainfall. As far as snowfall is concerned, could be seeing around a dusting, maybe upwards to a half an inch of snow on mainly grassy surfaces, with some slushy accumulations possible on the pavement there in Michigan, with those wet snowflakes going through the late afternoon, but especially early on this evening, especially there in central and southern lower Michigan. Now, looking at the wind this afternoon, we're going to be seeing some stronger winds from the north and west, pumping in from Canada into Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas into the Panhandle and Nebraska. That will extend down into northern Colorado. Sustained wind speeds out of the northwest, anywhere between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Wind gusts could be over 40 miles per hour easily across these areas. So make sure to hang on to your hats, if you will, across these areas going into the afternoon. Now, tomorrow, our big storm system is going to bring back the chance for severe weather. We have a slight risk of severe weather across eastern Arkansas, the boot heel of Missouri, western Kentucky, middle and western Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northern and central Alabama, and northwestern portions of Georgia there in the dark green surrounding that. That is a marginal risk of severe weather. And we look at the hazards that these storms could bring. Damaging winds 60 to perhaps 70 miles per hour. It could be on the table. Large hail, quarter size, potentially even up to ping pong ball size here. And then we have a 2% chance of tornadoes in that green shaded color. Big cities in the mix here near Jonesboro, Memphis, Nashville, all the way toward Chattanooga, Huntsville and Florence, Tupelo. Those are some of the areas that are in the line potentially of some tornadoes as we go into the day on Thursday. Now, going into Thursday morning to set up the severe weather threat, going to be a very dry atmosphere as you walk outdoors. You're like, where's all the severe weather coming from? But as we go into the afternoon, the dew points will be rising in the 50s and maybe some low 60s down here into Mississippi and northern portions of Alabama. And that will be enough for severe weather. Typically for severe weather, you expect 55 degrees Fahrenheit dew points or higher. We are right at that criteria. We look at storm energy or CAPE. This is your convective available potential energy. Notice those values really climb into the 1,000 to even near 2,000 joules per kilogram range across the lower Ohio River Valley, into the Tennessee Valley and Dixie Alley as we go into the peak heating of tomorrow afternoon between 2 and 5 o'clock. And then as we go into the evening hours, that instability or storm energy really starts to dwindle once the sun does set. set. Now let's look at the timing for storms. As we go into Thursday morning, we got that first batch of some showers, a few thunderstorms there from eastern Kentucky and northeast Tennessee up into Ohio and West Virginia. That's the primer for the severe weather. Behind that, we're going to be heating up the atmosphere. It looks like around early to mid-afternoon, so between about midday at noon through 3 p.m. is where we're watching for initiation back near the Mississippi River here, Paducah, down here toward Carbondale, the Boot Heel of Missouri, Memphis, those areas, Jonesboro. We're going to be keeping an eye on these semi-discrete supercells, and then they'll form into lines as they progress further to the south and east into Mississippi, through Tennessee, through portions of Alabama there. Watch the backward C shape. Could actually see a bow echo evolve from this here as we go into portions of Alabama early tomorrow evening. This on the leading edge, if that did occur, could actually bring us a more enhanced area of some wind gusts, potentially over 70 miles per hour. And then as we go into the evening hours, that will continue to crash through Georgia. So I do expect the potential for the Storm Prediction Center to expand that slight, maybe even upgrade to an enhanced risk with what I'm seeing here. And then as we go into Friday, April 11th, a little marginal area of severe weather across eastern North Carolina near the Wilmington area. We'll be keeping a very close eye on, mainly for some wind and hail. The tornado threat appears to be very low as of now. Overall, the rainfall totals here are going to be a quick moving system, but a potent system with some severe weather. It will bring some heavy rainfall, but these storms are going to be moving so quickly, we're going to be seeing only anywhere from a quarter to up to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. So at least this is a good news, because this is the very area that saw our flash flooding just literally a few days to a week ago, and we don't need any more rainfall. So at least that'll be moving through very quickly. As far as temperatures are concerned, today across the east we're very cool, across the west we're very warm, and notice here we see that battle zone between the warm air to the west and cool air to the east. That's going to bring more storms as we go through the week, and heading into the weekend, the cooler air will just continue across the eastern seaboard. The warmer air from the west will try to make it eastward into the plains and parts of the upper Midwest. So our temperatures in these areas are expected to warm up as we head into the weekend, and we'll cool off across the Pacific Northwest as well, especially by Saturday the 12th and Sunday the 13th there of April. Now we are looking at the potential for a little bit of some stormy weather for the Northeast, with some snow in the mix as well in the higher elevations as we go into Saturday morning. Pennsylvania, southern New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut there in the blue, that's snow, and the green, that's rain. And notice it's going to be more of a dreary weekend for the Northeast as far as cloud cover is concerned, but also precipitation, rain and snow. Another system here across the north could bring us some snow into Montana, down to Wyoming on Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. Rainfall, a few thunderstorms possible for the upper Midwest like the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Be keeping a close eye on that as we head towards Sunday evening. As far as the weekend's concerned for precipitation, the heaviest will be areas here near Cape Cod, but areas such as Boston, Providence, Hartford, over here into portions of Trenton, New Jersey. Those areas could be seeing the potential of over an inch of rainfall, and then across portions of the north, maybe a quick hitting inch of rain across Montana into portions there of North Dakota. We'll keep an eye on that. Snowfall, not going to be seeing a lot of it. Most of it will be further north where the cooler areas. Could be seeing a few inches of snow in the northern Rockies, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and then up into the Canadian prairies of Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Western Ontario. Otherwise, maybe an inch or so of snow for areas along and northwest of the I-95 corridor for the weekend. Now looking at our jet stream pattern as we go into next week, we back this up here and you can see a very strong system that's bringing us some rain and snow across the north Sunday into Monday. That'll skirt by. That'll keep our temperatures cool as we have northwest flow, and then we'll see another storm system come down, could bring some more severe weather, rain and or snow as well, and that'll keep our temperatures cool in the east. And then that process really just continues straight through the 21st, even the 22nd there of April, with a lot of our storm systems tending to be further to the north. Now we do have a cutoff low pressure system down here near the Baja of California by later next week. This could bring us some moisture into northern Mexico and Texas, so this will be something we'll be keeping an eye on. And as far as the severe weather is concerned, it doesn't look to be a big deal for severe weather. Notice the trough is not really that great looking for severe weather, but we'll keep an eye on that for Texas as we go into later next week. So on the maps, this is what it shows. We got some snow across portions of Alberta, into Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. And then we got some rain with a cold front, and that'll bring some reinforcement of some cooler air. Another strong cold front comes through later next week, 17th into the 18th, could bring some heavy rainfall, severe weather to places like Green Bay, Madison, Des Moines, Chicago, St. Louis, all the way back toward Kansas City there, perhaps even Oklahoma City. And then as we go into next weekend, that'll bring more rain to the Northeast. And then going into the 21st, 22nd, yet another cold front bringing the potential for some more rain, severe weather, and some snow further to the north into Canada there near the Hudson Bay. So as far as the temperatures are concerned, as we go into next week between Monday, April 14th and the 19th there of April, and you could probably even extend this out to the 22nd, notice it's going to be coolest across the Northeast and the eastern U.S., warmest across the West and the Southwest. And we look here at the extended range for the Climate Prediction Center between April 16th and the 22nd. They do agree that the Northeast U.S. and the East will be below normal with temperatures, warmer across the West and the Southwest. As far as precipitation is concerned, it will be drier across the West here overall between the 16th and the 22nd of April. Wettest weather from Texas with that cutoff low, and then those frequent cold fronts across the Midwest, the Ohio Valley up into the Northeast. We're seeing above average precipitation for places like Chicago, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Louisville, all the way up to New York City there. Perhaps Detroit and Buffalo, New York. Those are some areas that could be seeing some above normal precipitation. Now, areas that have had some big significant flooding over the past several days and the past couple of weeks could be seeing a flooding risk with more additional rainfall with these frequent cold fronts coming down into the mid and lower Mississippi Valley there. We're watching places like Paducah, down towards Memphis there, and into even areas of Monroe, Louisiana, between the 16th and the 22nd of April for a flooding risk, not only just for drainage areas, but just for even river flooding in general for the Mississippi River and the Ohio River, something we're keeping a very close eye on. And finally, looking here at the risk of some higher winds, wind gusts that are generally 50 miles per hour or greater. There's a slight risk of that between the 16th and the 17th across portions of the central and southern plains back toward the Four Corners region, and then across the Great Lakes. The Ohio Valley in the Northeast could be seeing some gustier winds later next week as well, so make sure to hang on to your hats as we go into later next week. These frequent cold fronts will bring a lot of wind with them as we go in towards later next week and into the middle of April. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for the latest accurate and reliable weather information here on YouTube. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media. Very important. Also, press the like button. Like this video, especially here if you did enjoy it. And I'll see you all in the next video.